here, bringing you another episode of Direwolf20 Pack. And I've been a good boy in class today. Teacher gave me a star. Well, actually, I don't know why I have this star on my skin. If anyone knows why, I did some Google searching, and I don't know. I have a star on my skin. It even shows up over my armor. So I don't know. I've got a star on my skin. It's odd. I thought it might have something to do with, today's the unfortunate day. Very, very sad news that Carrie Fisher, she is Princess Leia in episode 4, 5, 6, and 7. She is, I don't know, although I don't know if she's a princess. She passed away. And so, very unfortunate. I don't know if that's why I have a star, hence for Star Wars. I don't know. Does anyone else have this? If anyone knows, let me know. I was just kind of perplexed by that and couldn't find out what was going on. Okay, so we are doing good over in our dimension over here. And let's hop on over here. Where are we? I always have to take a moment to spin around. Eventually, I will put in a receiver over here, and I will get my act together. But until then, it is working on chunk 5 of 72, and we are at Y level 21. And I have temporarily turned this off. This was feeding back into here because my red coal was getting kind of low, and you see, I have no coal in here. And that was because everything was getting sent back. So I said, you know what, let me let this run. But I do have a little bit of a problem. This is not chunk loaded. This is not chunk loaded over here. And you'll notice that F9 does not work. I'm hitting F9. Well, you might not notice, but F9 does not work. And F7 for light levels does not work either. FTB Utilities removed that. The other thing is that I'm not able to claim chunks over here, nor chunk load. So I have to go do something about that. Well, that's all good and stuff. We can hit F3 and G and see chunk borders that way. So, it's not the end of the world for that. Light levels, a little bit tougher. I can't do anything about light levels, so I'm hoping that there will be a new mod added. There's plenty of other mods that has that. But anyway, okay, so this is going to be cranking along, running, no problem. However, as soon as I leave, it's going to get unchunk loaded. So let's go do something about that. Let me hop back home here. And we're also going to do something about, that's a slightly different color. I just updated the Direwolf pack, and so now we've got some interesting text on here. That's kind of cool. I mean, I like it. It's different. It's definitely different. Bright red. Okay, we are going to create some contracts because, so if you don't know, let's look up chunk loaders, okay? So in our chunk loading options in here, we have chunk of flesh, chunks, obsidian chunks, nothing. Here is a chunk loader, and then we have the IC2 chunk loader. That's it. That's the only other chunk loader in here. Now, we used to have an anchor, an ender anchor, and we don't have that anymore. All we have is these 4 anchors, right, which are not chunk loaders. So that mod is not in the pack. So we have to go with the extra utilities chunk loader, right? So let's look at the requirements for that. So chunk loading ward is it's for sticks, Eye of Redstone, very simple to make. That's not the hard part. It's the golden lasso with a villager, quote, under contract. Okay, so golden lasso is easy to make by itself, just needs some experience, but we do need a contract. Well, you might say, what is that? We just look up contract, and contract right here. Very simple to make. We're just going to need a few things, and of course I have all of this. So I'm going to make 3 or 4 of these. I'm going to make a couple of the golden lassos, and I will meet you at a town, and we'll see if we can get a villager to sign his life away and be under contract for us. All right, give me a moment. Okay, we are at our first town, and so what I have done is I have created, just got a whole bunch of craft. All right, so I have created 4 contracts. I have 4 eyes of redstone. I'm being very optimistic here. 20 sticks, because it's 5 per. Crafting table, and just 1 golden lasso. Why? Well, it takes 8 levels, and, you know, it's not that expensive, but it does take 8 levels to create a golden lasso. We only really need 1, as long as we can craft it right away. So, we will, let's start inspecting these guys, and holy crap, our very first one, I right-click with a contract, and he's willing to sign up. Absolutely. Done deal. So, that's so unusual. That's so rare. In my Unstable series, I think I went through 3 or 4 towns and finally found 1 person. And here it is, my very first one. All right, so all I have to do is... Oh, thanks. I definitely needed that. Okay, so I can go to my chunkloader here, and I can do this, and I get my golden lasso back. So there is my very first chunkloader. Let's do this again. Am I going to get lucky? No, he refuses. Of course, let's take this with us. All right, where'd everybody go? How about you, sir? Move along, sir. Let's check this other guy, see if I can... I know there's 2 guys in here. How about separating you 2? There we go. All right, thanks, but no thanks. But no, but really no, but go away, weirdo. That's fine. Go away, bad man. Let's try him. What's that mouse cursor doing? Also no. Okay. Oh, here's a librarian. I refuse. All right, we obviously are not going to get as lucky as our very first time, but I am very, very tickled pink with that. Let me check some of these other guys, and or if I can find anyone. There's a couple of people, and I'll bring you back. Okay, literally the guy was standing in front of one I said I would. Here's another one. Awesome. Okay, sign him up. Let's indenture service him. Let us create another one. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. This is going well. Splendid. Okay, bring you back. Maybe that'll help again. OMG. Literally the next guy I looked at. I just turned left and walked forward 2 steps, and this guy wants to sign. This is awesome. I'm going to keep cutting, and I'm going to keep signing these guys up. Because you guys are my lucky charm. You guys are my lucky charm. This is unprecedented. Well, that and also, 4 months newer since we started playing FTB Unstable. Okay, that we've already checked. Ooh, let's check this shady guy. Oh my gosh, look at this. They're just signing up like crazy. They just love everything I'm doing. They love everything I'm doing and just want to be part of these chunkloader experiences. Look at that. Right there, 4 chunkloaders. That should last me for a really long time. I'm so happy. I only had to go to 1 town. And it wasn't even that far away. So, alright, I'll meet you back at the base. Well, maybe over at the mining. Alright, mining dimension. And we have a chunkloader. Now, the way the chunkloader works, again, F3 and G is in George, or geography, or geothermal nuclear war. All right, the way these chunkloaders works, these are the extra utils chunkloaders, is they do a 3x3 chunk load. And so if I were to put this down anywhere in this chunk, it would then take this one and this one and, well, no, sorry, this one and then this one and then this one and all 3 of these and then all 3 of these. Right, all the way across. So 3x3, 9 total chunks is what this chunkloader does. So now it will be cranking along even when I'm not around. You notice how we have very little more than when we were here, several minutes ago. So that's going to be really nice. And I still have plenty more. We do have FTB utilities over in the overworld, so I haven't had to do this yet. But once I came here, I noticed that it wasn't supported in FTB utilities, which, it's fine with me. Now, the other thing I noticed is I was kind of cruising along here, and I noticed that once I got far enough away, and it could have been because it wasn't chunk loaded. I've looted all these. I don't know if you could see in there, but I dumped those guys. I have looted quite a few of these, and I would be flying along here, and I'd hop down and grab all the stuff in here, and then all of a sudden I stopped flying. And it was because I was using tens of thousands of GP. I don't know what that was. I'm assuming it was a bug because we now have a new version of the Dire Pack. Yep, I have looted this one as well. I now have a new version of the Dire Pack, and it is all fixed. It is all much better. So let us go over here. I just want to show you. I think I went over this last episode, but just in case, this should be a new one. Let's go inside here. And in the chest, there are these dimlet components, right? This is how we make our custom dimlets. And I did show you this before. You know, these guys here. These are various ones. Like, for instance, this is a feature dimlet, shallow ocean. So I can have shallow oceans in my world. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of going along here collecting a bunch of these, and in case I want to make my own custom dimension. Like I said before, it does require quite a bit of RF in order to power a custom dimension, or one that is, you know, tailored to anything that we would care about. And so, of course, we can turn on the lights here. Let's just grab all these, and so expect that you're going to need some big power gen, and we don't have that right now. Okay, so we are chunk loaded. We have all kinds of good stuff going on. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to go back home, and I want to do something about having to constantly charge this every time I come home and forget. Now, the other thing is, I don't know if you were astute enough, I didn't point it out. When I was in that other world, there was a death marker, and that is because I left my charge porter here. I left my charge porter here, and I couldn't get back. And so what I had to do was I threw everything in my backpack. I threw my backpack into my ender chest over there, and it showed up here. I died. I got myself killed. I showed up back here. I grabbed my backpack out of here, and then I got all my equipment back, and then went back over there and with my charge porter. So that's how you can do it. You can die, and then go grab your stuff, right? It's not the end of the world if you forget to charge porter. It's just, it's painful. It's painful. So the reason I forgot it is because I put it inside of here to charge, and I forgot to grab it again. So that's not fun. That's not fun, and we're going to do something about it. Let me just dump this off real quick. The one thing I do want to show you, though, is in case you didn't know, these Lit Parcels. All right, let me show you what those are. So the Lit Parcels, when you right-click on these, they all of a sudden add a whole bunch more of these components. And so you can see, here's a circuit rarity, right? Every dimlet needs one control circuit. So here you go. I've got a control circuit now. And an advanced energy module. Every dimlet needs an energy module. So these are the core components that you would create the various components. And there are recipes for each of the dimlets. So if we look in here, and let's say we want a terrain dimlet, right? You can craft some of these, and there's a void dimlet. Not too bad. Feature none, terrain flat, and so on. And they will some of these, when you create it in the dimlet workbench, will require these core components. We don't have a need for that right now. We might get into that in a future episode, but as of right now, we are GTG. We're good to go for right now. Okay, good. Those stack. Excellent. Let's do something about this. Let's look for wireless. There's some really neat stuff in Ender.io from a wireless standpoint. So this wireless charger is great. You can build it. It charges things just by being near it. There's also this wireless RF battery. This is now from Extra Utilities. And so you set this up near your power source, and then you can use these RF transmitters and wirelessly power things. Spoiler alert, I actually have one of those. I think it's down here? No. Up there? Yeah, there it is, right there. I have that in here already. You didn't even know that. Oh, that's right. It's in my... Hold on. Give me a second. Bear with me. Let me grab this marble. That's the downside of having the mining backpack when you're not mining. But yeah, that's already in there. And I am powering some things down there, I think. Oh yeah, right here. Chung. And frankly, I'm just powering one of these guys that I couldn't get power to. I forgot which one it was, but one of my feeders, my feeding devices. I want to say it's this guy right here. Yeah, I think I'm powering this guy with wireless. So that's really cool, right? I didn't go over that. It's pretty straightforward to make. I highly recommend it. That Stoneburnt. Remember Stoneburnt? And, of course, resonating redstone crystal. And this is very straightforward. Really nice to make. We also have the wireless RF heating core. And so that's really simple. You just put that in the resonator. And now we can use, uses 2000 RF to create 20 ticks of burn time. So basically 2000 RF per second. So that's not bad. So I think that works out to be 100 RF. And that then you can power things up that would typically require coal or something by using RF. So that's pretty neat. But, oh, and the last thing I forgot to mention, these are really neat too. These are the powered lights, right? So you can have the powered lights that you hook up to the conduits, or these are my favorite, are the wireless powered light. They use this wireless charger. It's really neat. You can pop them throughout your base and they take up power. And but I want to say it's not cheap, right? In terms of RF, it's God, I want to say they're like 100 RF per tick per light. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I remember it being, you got to have decent power gen, and we have roughly 800 over there for right now, plus a little bit coming in outside. In fact, we don't have any showing right here. I think I get close to 900 and some RF, but it's not the end of the world. But anyway, these are really neat. But we need this. And that's going to require an ender resonator and an enderman head. And I just so happened to get one. I was over, oh wait, it's over here. I was over, look at that, one enderman head. I was over in the mining dimension. Let me put that back. And then of course I'll grab that. This stupid ink sac. So I was over in the mining dimension, and I saw an enderman, and I was killing a couple of them, and I ended up getting a head. And yay, we love heads. We love enderman heads. And we're going to have to do something about that to get more of these, right? So we need soul sand and a vibrant alloy, which I actually have. That, and then soul sand, I actually made a, where is it? 1, 2. And so, if you don't remember, you can shift-click these guys in, and, oh, I don't think I need that. Yeah, I didn't need that. There we go. Now that's going to make one of our ender resonators. Yeah, and we're going to need an octadic capacitor and a whole bunch of electrical steel, which I have. We might have to make this, but give me a second here. And let's just see what we have and what we don't have. Everything! There is an interesting scenario here. So if you look here, hooked up to the crafting station. Where is it? That's my regular iron. There's quartz enriched iron. There is, where is it? It's right here. So my electrical steel is in here. It needs electrical steel. It says it's not there. Interesting, huh? It will not pull from adjacent inventory. Oh, welcome to new versions, right? So, gotta put it in your inventory, and then it will satisfy. Fun times, huh? And it looks like, so yeah, I'm hoping in the next update I'll also submit this as a bug. So, all right, it looks like I don't have an octadic capacitor. Let me make that and I'll bring it right back. You know how much of a pain it is when it doesn't pull from an adjacent inventory? Yeah, I don't know how people do that. That is just crazy. I'm going to dump this off real quick. That. Okay. So now we have a wireless charger. How cool. Shift. There we go. Now, if you'll notice, this guy is charging. And if we had any, like our armor charging or any of our devices that required RF, it would all charge up in here. So really, really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. I absolutely love having this wireless charger. And it's one of my favorites. Okay. I do just a little bit of cleanup here. And there we go. Okay. So let me check the time. We've got just a few more minutes before our time has run out. So let's go check our, well, actually, yeah, we can't check this yet because we don't have stuff coming in here yet, but let's go over there. Oh, you know what I want to do? I know what I want to do. Okay, so you've seen the charge porter. It allows you to go to one dimension, so, or one return area, and that is that one bound over there. So let's look at our porter. And we can go to an advanced charge porter. And that's pretty simple. All we need is in our inventory, we have to have that, and I'm going to need, I think it was 4 of these, and, oh, diamonds. And I think these were, did I need to have those? Yeah, just regular ones. Okay, so not ender pearls, but there we go. And you notice that it kept its charge, but it holds a significantly larger amount of RF. So now I don't have to charge it every time I go somewhere. I can just, in fact, I can, yeah, there we go. So look at that, it's pulling out 2,000 RF just to charge this guy. That's awesome. Awesome. Cool. Now, what I can do is I can right-click this and, shift right-click, all right, and it will allow me to set multiple targets. We only have one of these right now. So I shift right-click on that guy, and there's my home. And so the yellow line means it's highlighted. That's the place we're going to go. Now I want to have another target. Let's see. What am I thinking? Of? Yes, RF tools. So what I can do is I can make multiple receivers. Now, let me do this off camera. Okay, that is finished. Now I can also grab the one over on in the other dimension. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Once it loads up, give me a moment. All right, where this comes in, right? I can grab this mount receiver and use it, and it's already half empty. But our portal's actually bound there, so yeah, I wanted to make a new one. That's what I wanted to do. Now, the challenge here is that I gotta have this guy powered up. Now, this is also doing all kinds of power generation over here, and I should be getting some more stuff in there. Now, remember, it is currently at Y level. It's now moved on to the next chunk. Y level 44, sorry. It's moved on to the next chunk. There's a lot of water down there, and so it's spending a lot of time in mining out the what do you call it? Mining out the water, which is not doing much. So I brought some red coal with us just so we can kickstart this. My plan is kind of foiled, but that's okay. I don't know if this whole world has underneath has this big cavern of water, but it's fine. I'm not in that much of a hurry to get dimensional shards, but now this is charging up, and so what I can say is I can say my, I don't know, what are we going to call this? Dim shard mining quarry. Whatever we want to call it. It doesn't really matter. And so what I can do then is in my advanced charge porter, now I can shift right click, and when I shift right click in the air, now it shows me the second one. So if I were to set this one has a yellow bar on it, and I right click, it would take me back home. If I set this, now it will take me right here, right next to it. And if I want to go back to the other one, I change here, and I right click, and it brings me all the way back home. How cool is that? I can have multiple destinations, and you notice every time I popped back, it was it used up almost the whole charge porter. This one you barely even notice it was discharged, and now with my wireless charger, it is all charged back up. All right, guys, we are well over now, but I just wanted to explain that a little bit. Hope you got some good insight into this RF Tools world and the whole dimensional shards and what it takes and what the ramifications of turning off dimensional shard generation in Overworld and Nether and End means. It means that we are now tearing up the whole nother world just to get the one thing. So what dimensional shards. All right, guys. Well, I will catch you in the next one. Take it easy. See ya. Bye.